Hey guys, welcome back to Invaluable Note. I'm your host Mar, and it is about 6:30 in the morning, and I couldn't sleep anymore, so I woke up and decided to do this podcast. And it's something that I've been wanting to do for a few days now. Sometimes I can go a week without, catching up on my podcast, but here I am now. So today I want to talk about the importance of how not to take it personal when you have something important to share and people are just not interested in it. That happens to me often, and mostly because I like to over educate myself on certain things. I read a lot, I um, watch a lot of videos, I study things, and it's something that I've always loved to do. I've always liked to educate myself on things. And sometimes when the subject comes up and I have my thing to share, it always seems like everybody's listening to everybody, and except when it comes to me. The moment I start talking, it just seems like nobody's interested in it, and it's very common. And I used to take it very personal, and sometimes I still do. I'm not gonna lie, but I've learned that a lot of times people react like that because they just don't know about the subject, or it's too much information to take in. You know what I mean? A lot of times people are so used to the way they think that there's just no room for anything new to pop up. So, a lot of times we have to understand it's just people are just not interested sometimes. And mostly when it comes to politics, I don't mix my politics with my faith. But there's some times where, I have been the person to analyze the person running for office and then my faith. Where does it stand? Where does it come together? Where does it align? And, I get this whole thing about, politics and faith, they're all liars and, you have to discern. And you're right. You're right. You know, um, they may both be in a intentionally in a bad, situation, but, I have to pray on it, and whatever my heart feels is what I'm going to go through. And a lot of times I share my views, and I share, what who I like when it comes to running candidates. And I share my point of views, and I express with flags and signs, and that's because I'm an American. That's because, I um, love to share what I believe, and maybe it's just that also I've been the type of person that I just have always been outspoken. I don't have fear in speaking out. And it's just who I am. It's who I am. It's just not with politics. It's with everything. So, it's who I am, and I'm proud of myself. This country has given me the freedom, of speech, the freedom to express. So if I want to do it, it shouldn't be a problem, you know what I mean? But a lot of people make it a problem. A lot of people make it voice out that, it's wrong, it's not wrong. And it's okay to express what you feel. There's candidates that I don't like. I've always told my husband, it's okay if you don't like them, and it's okay to share views, but do not disrespect them, because either way, they're still people, and they still have feelings, and either way, they've been put in that situation for a reason. I always remind everybody, well, they're in that spot for a reason. You know what I mean? I mean, they're smart, they're intelligent, they got to that point, and we just have to sometimes set aside our different differential views and just kind of take it as if, all right, let's just listen to what they're saying and leave it at that. Because it's just, we don't even know what to think anymore of people that run nowadays, but I mean, we have to just stop, think about it, pray about it, have discernment on it, and just go with the candidate that is best fit. um just recently, I know people that are in my faith, and they're so for the opposite opponent that I'm going for. And I tell them, I was like, look, I'm not forcing you to vote for who I'm voting, but you need to open up and see, what's going on the other side. You just can't, say, oh, because I'm a Democrat or because I'm a Republican, that's who I'm going for. Sometimes you have to switch sides. And I did that years ago, and only because I saw what was going on, and I saw, where, what their what they believed in, what they showed, what they allowed. And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that again. And so I try to open up their eyes by saying, hey, listen to their, watch their campaign, listen to what they're saying, listen to what they're accepting, listen to what they're not, listen to what they want to do, what they're not, because a lot of times people don't watch the news, people don't study what's going on, people don't read it, they don't watch, their speeches and all that. They don't do all that. And it's very important if you're going to vote, you know what I mean? Because you don't want to just say, oh, well, I'm just going to vote for a certain person just because everybody's going through that, Um, and I stated, my point of view, and about the other opponent, how someone, shouted, Jesus saves, you know what I mean? And she continuously mocked, you know, um, Jesus in that moment, saying that they were in the wrong rally, they were in the wrong, and that maybe it was on the other side, out of here. And to me, that was mocking. And you know what? I don't want to be led by somebody who mocks the Lord, and that right there lets me know, it's discernment. It lets me know that we don't need a leader that mocks God. I think we've had enough um, people in the world, that have, parted from God and parted from their faith. And, we are in the situations we are because we have decided to leave God out of the picture. So, I'm going to go for the opponent who is at least a little closer and accepts the whole faith and can bring God back into the family, can bring back, um, the nucleus of the family. So, don't take it personal when you have people, that are trying to come against you saying, oh, well, you're wrong for doing this, you're wrong for voting that, or you're wrong for believing this or believing that. Look, just listen to what they have to say. If you don't agree, just say, you know what, you have your point of view, I have my point of view. And, this is where it just stops. Simple as that. You know what I mean? Let them know kindly, maybe you should look a little more into it, or maybe you should actually realize what's really going on out here. Share the things that the opponent has said or has done in actions, and let them figure it out themselves. And if they still don't, then you know what? Don't get upset about it. Just let them vote for who they want to vote. You cast your vote, and God at the end of the day will allow that person to be set, you know, on that chair. Because we have to remember the Bible says that He sets the kings, queens, and the rulers of the earth where they're at. So even if they are evil, it is always for, it has a plan. So guys, that's all I can say. I mean, honestly, I've had this discussion with many people, and I've gotten to that point where I want to, duke it out with somebody, because I'm like, yeah, like, that's totally wrong. You should be thinking, about choosing this person because they think about this and they think about this and they think about this and they want to, establish America to be the great country again. He's intimidating to other people, and, but you know what? You can't force a camel drink to drink water. So it's just best to leave it at that. Continue with what you want to do and cast your vote, and it's your right. And speak how you feel, express how you feel. I mean, you have the right. This is a free country, and it's the First Amendment. So, God bless you guys. Thank you guys for listening, and definitely share this episode, because I think a lot of people need to hear this. Fred,